All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to Tennessee Whiskey Shaving, and this will be my second edition of Saturday Straight Shaving. I'm having to call a little bit of audible because for whatever reason, I'm also doing the Stirling week with Barry Bedford from Texan Shaves, and well, obviously doing Stirling, and I was thinking that I was gonna do Rich Moose today. But I just started to remember, hold up, wait a minute. Um, didn't you just do Irish Moose when you did your first straight shave Saturday? So anyway, I'm gonna go with another favorite of mine from Stirling, Stirling Spice. Now, it is good stuff. I mean, I could go over the scent notes with you, but I mean, we all know what Old Spice is by now, and that's what it is. It's Sterling's version of the old school original OG Shulton's formula, Old Spice. So it's just good. It's a timeless classic. There is a reason why everyone has their version of it. I mean, it's been around forever. It smells super good. I don't understand why Old Spice ever went away from it. I mean, I guess I can, because you don't want to date yourself. You don't want to get, played out. You gotta, innovate and stuff like that. But man, the original Shulton's was such a timeless formula. It's so good. So that's what I'm going to use today for my Saturday straight shave is Stirling Spice. I'm thinking too, maybe one of these days I'm gonna start trying to maybe do some battles. Maybe I'll do a Old Spice battle. See who you guys can vote. See who has like the best Old Spice, Shulton's formula, or who has the best barbershop. Who has the best bay rum. I'll start doing some battles like that. And see what happens. So on that note, I've already got my face kind of wet. I'm fresh out the shower, so fresh and so clean. So my face has been prepped, but I'm gonna wet it again and lather up, and we'll get started. Got the cube going too. Put a little pre-shave on since I'm straight razor shaving. I like to make it as slick as possible. Still using the Hinoki and Sage. We'll see, maybe that's a good mashup. Hinoki and Sage and Old Spice. I stumbled across a good mashup with PAA. Here's the lather. Got it all ready to go. By accident, just because I was using the Hinoki and Sage cube and whatnot, and so and I got some Tombstone, and man, so I had the Hinoki and Sage pre-shave on. And then as soon as I started spreading that, sorry, did I just say that right? I had the Hinoki and Sage pre-shave on, yep. And then as soon as I started spreading the Tombstone on, holy cow, man, that just smelled so good. I've suggested to Doug and Fran and Huxley and Cube, all of them. I was like, man, you guys could get a awesome mashup with Hinoki and Sage and Tombstone. I like to call it Here Lies Hinoki and Sage. You could put some cool artwork on it, like with a tombstone with the writing, like Here Lies Hinoki and Sage. But yeah, it's really good. It's magical. If you're so inclined, I would highly suggest to check it out. And then once I got the aftershave, I mixed the aftershave, actually, the Tombstone and the hinoki and sage together. And when I did that, man, it was super good. So good. All right, and the next thing here, I'm going to be using my JJ Shortie razor. This is the one that I've been practicing honing on. In my last video, I gave it like a quick test run. I'm hoping this goes good. I think it will. I've been practicing my honing on this. I've been using some Shulton stones with I did a 5K, 8K, 12 grit K progression on it. And I've been talking to some people at SRP, Straight Razor Place. Great Facebook page if you're wanting to learn or get into straight razor shaving and honing and everything that goes into it. I mean, there's quite, we all know about the rabbit hole, and there's a whole other rabbit hole that you're gonna go into with straight razor shaving. I mean, you can lessen that as much as you want. If you don't want to learn how to hone and manage your own blade, you're at a minimum going to have to learn how to strop. I mean, you're going to have to do that and get a strop. So that way, you can keep the blade good for as long as possible in between shaves. But man, when I tried this the other day on my cheek, it was it felt really nice. I hadn't had a straight razor quite feel this nice yet on my face. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I've been looking forward to this. To see how it goes. But yeah, this is a JJ Shortie. A lot of people probably haven't heard of it. About a year ago, when I first started looking into getting into straight razor shaving, John June is the guy's name, hence JJ Shortie. He makes these. He lives over in the UK. He helped me a lot. He gave me a lot of good information and whatnot, and I wanted it. And he said that he makes these razors, and with all the help that he gave me, I wanted to show him some support as well. It's a great beginner razor. 1, 2, because of the size, it's a shorty, so it's a solid 1/2 inch or so shorter than a typical straight razor, and so it's just easier for you to move around. Because it is, when you first start straight razor shaving, it feels awkward. It can feel awkward, and it will feel awkward. There's going to be some ways that you have to maneuver the razor, and then plus two, a lot of people are just using the one hand. With a straight razor, you gotta use both hands. You can't, you can probably make it work with one hand, but really, if you want to be, have it be good, and you have to be able to swap both hands. And having a smaller razor like this really helps. And the big thing is you just want to get something affordable. So if you do want to hone it, you can learn. If you mess up, it's not like you're going to be out a bunch of money. You don't want to buy a $300, Thayer's Isard or Boca or something like that, and then screw it up, honing it wrong or whatever. I have to wet my face. I've been gabbing so much, my soap's already starting to dry out. Might be time to fill my bougie sprayer. You want a wet face, especially when you're wet shaving. Straight razor shaving. Wet shaving too. Bloop. Those are the kind of things you want. You want those little bloops. Stretch the skin, that's key. Try and make that thing as, your skin as tight as you can. Around turns and stuff like that, or jaw lines, I really like to take shorter strokes. It helps out a lot. A lot of times I don't even pick the blade up. I just, just kind of wipe it. Back and forth. Really helps. Stretch the skin. If you couldn't tell, I'm a big fan of buffing strokes. I just have really coarse hair, so I can't get, no matter what I use, I can't get all, a long stroke and then expect every single hair to get got. So I always like to come back and do some buffing strokes and then do a long stroke, or I'll do a long stroke and then come back and do some buffing strokes. I go by feel, right? Feel and what I hear. Once I hear that there's like, no, see, like I can see it's smooth there. You don't get that. So once I start getting, see, now I'm starting to get that audible feedback and it's going away, and then boom. And usually for me, it's down here around the neck where I really start not liking straight razor shaving. And it's not because I'm scared I'm going to cut myself. It's just because my hair is so much more thicker and it seems like it's coarser down that way. That's where it really starts to want to grab and pull. But so far, I am pleasantly surprised. This is, I don't know if it's maybe because of my technique has gotten a little bit better, or if it's my honing, or maybe it's a combination of both. But so far, I mean, down here around my neck, I've never had it feel quite as good as this. And it's drying out. So we get some more water. You want it wet. Stretch the skin. Dry my hands off a little bit now, and the razor. But yeah, I don't want you guys to sit there, and I'm not trying to shoo you off from straight razor shaving if you haven't done it, but I'm just really trying to temper your expectations. Even for me, I mean, when I first started, you know, I did the whole shavette thing first, and then you know, and then graduated up to the straight razor. But you know, honestly, using the shavette, it 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 messed with my expectations, I guess, so to speak. You know, because I thought, you know, that straight razor shaving you shave with a straight, and that's going to be like the ultimate. That's the best ultimate shave. Well, maybe it is, but honestly, I've yet to get it. So there's just so many variables that go into it. And, you know, making sure that you get a good edge is the first one. And nothing to all the honers out there, but it wasn't until I started sending my stuff. I got a couple of Ralph Austs, and when they came to me, they didn't shave well for me. And one of the reasons I got a Ralph Aust is because they were they're famous for, you know, coming from the factory, or whatnot, from Ralph Aust, because he goes through and does every edge, you know, for coming with a good edge. And it just was not like that for me. So I sent them back, and Brad from Maggards honed it up and you know, polished it up for me a little bit. It gave me a better shave, but it still wasn't great for me. So, and then, you know, so I kept trying and whatnot and practicing my honing, and then so then I sent them off to Glenn Mercurio at Gemstar, and he put a really good edge on them. That's the one that I used in my first video, that Ralph Aust, and it was, I mean, well, that was probably one of the best straight razor shaves that I've had to date, with the exception of this one. So let me rinse off, re-lather up, and we'll get going. But yeah, all that to say though, just temper your expectations when it comes to straight razor shaving, and be patient, and don't get discouraged, because out the gate it may not be the greatest thing for you, but just like anything, you know, if you work at it, it could be or will be. And like I said, your face may be different than my face. Some people just don't like straight razor shaving. I may be one of them, but I'm giving it an honest go, you know, to make sure that it's not just me, or or whatnot, you know, if it's, because I mean, I do like straight razor shaving. I like the process. I like stropping the blade. You know, I mean, for me, that's the whole, one of the big enjoyments for shaving is the process of it. Uh, you know, whipping up the lather, sharpening the blade, stropping it. Those process driven aspects, you know, are what I like. Maybe that's why I like fixing airplanes for a living. You know, everything, there's a process to it. Everything has a process. There's a manual. There's, you know, so here we go. Here's where it gets super fun for me. Oh yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. I have yet to have such a smooth feeling razor going against the grain with a straight. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, since I've shaved with this before and I've not had much luck with it, I'm gonna say that I think I've got my honing down. I'm super happy about it. This is awesome. I'm so happy about this. Remember, try and stretch the skin. You want those hairs to pop, to stand up. You know, you don't want them to be, you know, curly. So when you stretch the skin, you help them to stand up.
face a little bit. Yeah, it's about time to fill that thing up. It's not wanting to spray very well.
Yeah, one thing I think that helped me with my honing and stuff too is I got a microscope. All right, one last pass. But yeah, I got a microscope. That helped. It was like 60 bucks or something like that. It really helps. If you can look at your edge magnified like that to see how straight it is, no jagged little edges and stuff like that. That helped out a lot. And if you don't want to get a microscope, get a jeweler's loupe. You want something, you know, maybe like 10, 40x magnification, something like that, you know. But just something where you can get a good magnified view of the edge. It'll give you a super good experience of knowing how your blade is doing from your honing. But I gotta say, I am pleasantly surprised with this experience. I am super happy. I'm proud of myself to be able to have honed that razor how I have to get a comfortable shave. It's been a long time coming. Now I won't be scared to put my other straight razors, my other Ralph Oss, to the stone and see how it goes. Thought I had that dry enough, but I guess I did not. I'm not gonna lie, it still feels a little awkward with my left hand, but I'll get used to it. Might just have to stay across the grain on that. I'm not quite comfortable enough yet for that. And it's not feeling right, so, you know, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. I don't know why, it just feels weird if I go with my right hand this way. So we're gonna do it left-handed. All right, we're done. Well, I know it may not look much different to you guys, but sorry, I'm a daily shaver. So if you guys are looking for somebody that's always gonna, you know, well, I got 2 or 3 days worth. No, that's not gonna be me. I hardly miss a day. I don't like not shaving. I like shaving, so I do it daily. Now, there may be a time or two where I do skip a day, and if you guys interact with me enough, and if it's something that you guys do want, I will try to go. You know, I can go 2 or 3 days and you know, let you see some growth. You know, really get mowed down. But if there's no interest for it, then I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. So. Time for the best part of the shave here, the aftershave splash. This is a Stirling Glacial. Man, I am a huge men's head, so I love Glacial. I like that post-feel burn, coolness, whatnot. Man, this stuff smells so good. You can't go wrong with Stirling Spice. Man, I'm gonna have to go back for it just a little bit more, because it's that nice. Oh yeah, that burn. Not the alcohol burn. It's like the menthol burn. It's like a menthol alcohol burn. Man, that's good. If you guys haven't tried Stirling Spice, get it. It's good. It's always there. I know, so it's easy to sit there and say, well, you know, there's a seasonal that I want, because it's not always there. But I'm telling you, you will be highly remiss if you don't pick up some Stirling Spice to have just to throw into your shave routine here and there or whatnot. So good. Well, guys, thanks for joining me for my straight razor shave on Saturday. Well, straight razor shave Saturday. Saturday. I appreciate it. And if there's anything you want to know or any questions or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. I'm always here to help. I like the wet shaving community. You know, I always, if you guys have been around, you know how I end it. So, yeah, so that being said, I'm not going to keep you anymore. I know we're coming up on 40 minutes. I was really hoping to get this done in 30. I was going to do just a 2-pass shave, but I decided that I should go for the third just to touch everything up and get it pretty smooth. This is my first ever successful 3-pass shave, a straight shave. So yeah, I'm happy, super happy. Thank you guys for joining me. Tune in for the next one, and we'll go from here. As always, the wet shaving community is the best community, and happy shave, gents. We'll catch you later.